There have been some horrific airplane crashes throughout history. However, unlike most famous last words, the onboard black box actually records a haunting copy of every pilot's last few seconds. Here are some of the most chilling. Number 1. We're dead. Captain David Robert awoke to alarm bells aboard Air France Flight 447. By the time he clambered back into the cockpit, it was too late. We're going to crash! It's not true! But what's happening? He yelled as the rookie co-pilot he had left in charge struggled to control the plane. A compound failure had sent them into an emergency descent that they were unable to pull out of. We're dead! Cried the captain before they crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. There were no survivors. Number 2. Can this thing do a backflip? Richard Russell was a board baggage handler who one day decided to hijack an empty passenger plane. He flew the craft for 75 minutes and casually chatted to the air traffic controller, who tried to encourage him to land. Richard, whose only flying experience was from video games, said, "I think I'm going to try to do a barrel roll, and if that goes good, I'll nose down and call it a night." After vomiting, his last words were, "Hey pilot guy, can this thing do a backflip, you think?" And he managed to pull off a loop-the-loop before crashing to his death into a small island. Number 3. Goodbye, everybody. In 1970, a bomb aboard Swiss Air Flight SR-330 exploded on board. As the aircraft lost pressure, the pilot just had time to say, "Goodbye, everybody." Swiss pilots have an informal agreement to say this in the event of a certain death crash. He kept his calm till the end. Number 4. That son of a bitch is coming! In Tenerife, Spain, a Pan Am Boeing 747 was sat on the runway waiting to be cleared for takeoff when a KLM 747 came speeding towards them head on. The Pan Am captain had no time to maneuver the craft and simply said, "There he is, look at him, god damn, that son of a bitch is coming." And with those words, the two huge aircraft collided, resulting in the highest death toll in the history of aviation. Number 5. These conditions don't look very good. The pilots of Air New Zealand Flight 901 had little experience of the extreme Antarctic conditions as they took the 237 passengers on a sightseeing flight. An instrumentation error sent them the wrong way and heavy cloud cut off radio signal and all vision. The last thing recorded right before Mount Erebus appeared right in front of them was, "Actually, these conditions don't look very good at all, do they?" Number 6. Don't do that! During some abysmal weather conditions, a Fly Dubai Boeing 737 took off and began its voyage. However, the final words recorded on the craft's black box was the pilot saying to crew members, "Don't do that!" And with that, the plane exploded into flames, killing 62 people. It makes you wonder what it was that he tried to stop them from doing. Number 7. Good night. Flight 5055 was taking 187 passengers from Poland to New York when suddenly an engine shaft exploded due to faulty machinery. The pilots couldn't do anything to fix it and ended up crashing to their death in the Kabati woods. The last words recorded on the black box were, "Good night, goodbye, we perish." Number 8. There we go. Aboard the Alaska Airlines Flight 261, the pilots were struggling with a jammed stabilizer. They tried to do an emergency landing in Los Angeles International Airport when the pilot apparently unjammed the stabilizer. His final words were, "There we go," before they tumbled down into the Pacific Ocean. Number 9. That's all, guys. 145 people died in this fatal accident involving Vladivostok Air Flight 352. They completely lost control while landing at Irkutsk Airport in Russia, and that's when the pilot shouted, "That's all, guys, Number 10. God is greatest. In this recording aboard a Lion Air flight, the pilots are clearly fighting a technical issue which leads to the first of 2 fatal accidents involving the new Boeing MAX 8 aircraft. The captain calmly asks the first officer to check the plane's logbook in search of similar problems, and they spend 9 minutes frantically searching for answers as they plummet down into the Java Sea in Indonesia. The last words of the first officer were Allahu Akbar, or God is greatest. Which one of these chilling last words shocked you the most? Comment below.